Well, thank you very much, Chair Tester and Vice Chair Collins. I'm really glad to join both of you again as we continue to hear about the resources that our nation needs to stay strong and safe and competitive on the world stage. And as Vice Chair Collins just talked about, it is so important that we return to regular order and work to pass our funding bills in a timely bipartisan way, which is what we are really focused on doing. These conversations also serve as a reminder to all of us about how the investments and decisions we make here in D.C. help strengthen our country and protect our families. If we're going to keep pace with our adversaries like China and others, that means our investments have to keep pace too. We can't fall behind, and we certainly can't fall into uncertainty due to partisan gridlock. So I'm really glad to have this opportunity today in this committee to hear from our witnesses about what that means for our Air Force and Space Force, and of course how we can support our service members and their families. It is really important that we remember that includes getting our military families support like childcare, mental health care, good housing, schools, because really at the end of the day, our best aircraft aren't going to go very far without the brave and talented men and women who pilot them and work to keep our country safe. So let me thank all of you for your service to our country. This committee and all of our members have a deep appreciation for everything our service members do to keep us safe. With that, Secretary Kendall, let me start with you. Quality of life for our military families is a priority for me, and I'm pleased to see child care prioritized in this budget across all branches. However, I consistently hear from families at Fairchild Air Force Base about Child Development Center wait lists and challenges finding high quality and affordable child care. I know those centers struggle to keep staff because in part due to low wages. The President's budget seeks to address this critical issue, and it includes a standardized Child Development Center employee discount for child care workers. And the Air Force has previously, I know, run a pilot program to provide additional benefit to center employees. What other tools has the Air Force used to support current employees and future hires to keep these child development centers fully staffed?
Thank you, Senator Murray. As you indicated, this is a major issue it's across the force. It's across the country, actually, particularly after the pandemic. The biggest problem, as you mentioned, is staffing. We do have some new facilities that we're funding, but the main problem we have right now is staffing. Secretary Austin's focused on this in his efforts to improve the quality of life of our service members and their families. And the Department of Defense put out a policy that put a substantial discount, 50%, for staff members' first child in child care with us. The Air Force has gone farther than that. We've gone to 100% for the first child, and we do 25% for subsequent children. That's had an impact. We've gone from about 65 to 75% staffing and overall, but there are still places where there are difficulties. We have a number of other efforts underway. We work very hard to provide support for our servicemen and the men and women in the hours that they work, which are not always standard hours. So we need to have child care available more broadly. We're using child care from individuals in their homes, and we're doing things to encourage that and incentivize that financially and otherwise. So there's a lot of effort going into this area. It is making a difference, but we have more to do.
Okay, this is such an important issue for those families and for recruitment in general, and for keeping those talented people that we need in the military. So I will continue to work with you on this one. Secretary Kendall, last year's Defense Appropriations Bill directed the Air Force to provide a plan to this committee on the transfer of KC-135s to Air National Guard units, like the 141st Air Refueling Wing in my state. We're still waiting for that plan. Can you give me a timeline for when we expect to see that?
Senator, that plan should be available within the next few weeks, and I'll get a firm date for you after the hearing and let you know when you can expect it.
Okay, and have you been coordinating with the Air National Guard on the transfers?
We will definitely coordinate with the Guard on a move to do that. There's been no decision to make those transfers. It's an option that we will look at, though.
Okay, I will look forward to hearing from you on that soon then. General Saltzman, as our competitors around the world continue to closely link their space industries and militaries, they can quickly put new technology into the field. We need to make sure we're doing the same if we want to stay ahead of our adversaries. Sorry, Washington State is home to a number of these cutting-edge commercial space companies that are developing really revolutionary technologies. And I believe this is the kind of innovation that we should be supporting. How are you working with the rapidly growing space industry in Washington State and really elsewhere to bring these new technologies and capabilities into the military?
Thank you, Senator Murray. We're working very closely with industry. In fact, Secretary Kendall and I are leaving this afternoon to go out to Colorado for a space symposium to continue to work with industry. Fully support Honorable Frank Kendall's, Honorable Frank Calvelli.
He's sitting there. That's all right.
Calvelli's Go Fast formula, which is buy small, have small requirement sets, small satellites, to use existing technology to reduce non-recurring engineering costs, and then short-term fixed-price contracts, 2 and 3 years. This allows us to advance the tech refresh cycle that actually pulls more contributors into innovating and producing capabilities that we can rapidly deliver to our guardians. And so we're seeing, even in the Space Development Agency, that model play out very successfully, putting satellites on orbit in about 27 months. And so that's one of the key efforts that we're taking to make sure we can deliver, work with industry, and deliver capabilities faster.
I appreciate the answer to that. And again, you just made the point that Senator Collins did, that a CR is not going to work for us with those short-term contracts. So thank you.